Hey guys, I want to do a quick update on Dusty. So this is our final day with him, and I think everyone's always curious, is it as good as we had hoped it was? Is it the truck we'd want? Why are we selling it? Is there more to the story? So I just wanted to fill you guys in. I would say the biggest drawback to Dusty for us and our bank account size is he's a lot of money.
Yeah.
And you can't properly insure a truck as you're overlanding around the world. The insurance you get when you cross into Tunisia or Ecuador or wherever is probably not likely to pay you out, and especially not a dollar amount like this. So it is a worry for us. I would say that was the biggest negative, but that is not why we're selling them.
Yep.
It's a factor because we had the issues with our house. So as we were traveling, we went, wow, we need to dump this kind of money into our house to fix it or to sell it or to re-rent it. And that will be every penny we have left of travel money. So we need to stop traveling. And then if we sell the truck, we'll have that money to do this and then continue on our way. So for us, it was certainly a factor, but I would have to say that this truck and sort of the 80 series Maltecs like this. There's the much bigger ones he's building now, super extended wheelbase, the body swap on the front. Nothing wrong with those for what we do. I don't like those as much.
Yeah.
This is it for me. Simplicity, don't change anything Toyota that you don't have to, because this era Toyota is so remarkably good that to me, I want the bushings, I want the driveline, I want most of the truck to be Toyota, and then boom, that back half cut off body-wise, but suspension and frame I want stock, and then you build this amazing body that they do. It's lighter than our old Land Cruiser.
It feels like so much space compared to the back of the Land Cruiser.
Yeah, in fact, when we unloaded Dusty yesterday or last night in preparation for selling him,
I couldn't believe how much stuff was in
it's
there.
insane the amount of junk we had in him.
Yeah, there's so much storage and space.
There's so much storage. We literally lost things. We're like, I thought we brought this with us on the trip to Turkey. I guess not. And then we got home, went, yeah, it was in there. We just couldn't find it. So he's got so much space that he really is livable.
Yeah.
You have to be willing to live in a very small space, but considering what we used to live in Goose, our last 80 series, this is massive and was more than enough space for us. So I really didn't feel like we lacked for anything. If you were traveling in Alaska or Iceland all the time, okay, maybe even a bigger truck to live inside out of the cold more, but you know, you can modify your perfect truck daily as you're driving, you know, to have something bigger, faster, more off-road capable, bigger tires, smaller tires, whatever. So for an all-around, the whole planet vehicle, I still think this is the best setup. And I got to own my dream truck, which I really had no expectations I would ever own this truck.
I never thought we would own this truck.
Or anything really like it. At best, I thought we'd home build something and it would be a little janky and okay.
Yeah.
And then we owned this.
It's so beautiful. I mean, you guys have seen a ton of the outside. When we just cleaned him all out, he's so pretty. He looks like brand new inside. I'll show you some little GoPro footage of the inside because he just looks so nice.
Yeah, the buyer was astounded. He's like, I can't believe how nice the interior is. I'm like, I can't believe we didn't scratch it up.
We traveled in it and we weren't,
We're climbing in and out of it.
Super, super careful.
What do you think? At least 10 times a day we climbed in
yeah.
and out. I mean, maybe 20, 30 times a day if you're parked at camp.
Yeah.
And it should have scratches everywhere. And the teak floor and the aluminum copper pieces are all perfect. Well, mostly, right? I'm sure there's a scratch here and there, but he looks so good. So he's wearing well, which is something I actually didn't expect from such a fancy truck. I thought the finishes might be too fancy for us and would dent and scratch quickly. So yeah, no, it's perfect. Engine's perfect for what we're doing.
Yeah.
You know, and like I said, there's different perfect trucks for everything. For the US, you know, the big gasoline V8s are great because everyone drives 85 now. This truck's not doing 85. So it had shortcomings maybe as a US truck where you want to do 85 miles an hour, get to Moab, wheel, and come home. This isn't really built for that as much. So there's little changes you do, I think, for every environment. But we love this truck. It was just a joy owning it. So yeah, that kind of summarizes that. But I knew people wanted to know. I know that when you sell something, it implies there's an issue.
Yeah.
For us, I think it's too much of everything we've saved in life in one thing.
Yep.
So if your percentage is different in that, then that's not as much of a worry for you, and that would solve that issue.
As we've always said, I think we would have a warehouse full of all of our vehicles because we wouldn't have sold Goose, we wouldn't sell this truck. There's
only 1 or 2 cars in my entire life I would have actually just sold if I didn't need to.
Yeah, exactly.
And then the rest would be in a warehouse somewhere. All the motorcycles, there'd be dozens of motorcycles in there.
But for us, we're so amazed that we get to have these vehicles and enjoy them. And even if it's only for a few years, it's still such a great experience to be able to have had them and have those memories. And so we're just amazed that we had Dusty.
And I think we've realized we certainly don't need to possess something just for the sake of possessing it. If we possess it, we want to use it. And so for us, if we ever want a truck like this again, or whatever we want, we've sort of proven to ourselves we can find a way. It'll take a while, take a lot of hard work,
priority.
But we will find a way to own the thing we want to own so we can use it. And when we're done using it, it needs to go. So thank you guys for coming along. If you have any other questions about the truck, even though we don't have it anymore after tomorrow, I'm happy to answer anything I can for you. And if you're hunting for your dream truck, you know, keep in mind that, you know, you'll find it eventually, or keep in mind too that you don't have to go fancy. That's the one thing I learned too. We love this truck, but we'll have no problem driving a basic no pop top 80 series or Troopy or whatever kind of truck. And so what if you end up getting an Airbnb a little more often because you don't have much space? It's an easy trade-off to make as you're traveling, as long as you're out there traveling. That's the key. So thanks for coming along.
See you later.
See you on the next one.